Hello and welcome to another episode of Everyone Deserves a Home, the program that brings you closer to the activities and impact of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. I am Aisha Mohammed Ahmed, and it's always a pleasure to have you join us. The National Housing Fund scheme is designed to help Nigerians access affordable housing, and through this scheme, the bank has delivered thousands of houses across the country. In our previous episodes, we spotlighted several projects under the Cooperative Housing Development Loan, CHDL, examining how this FMBN product supports financing, construction, and delivery. We will do the same this week as we showcase yet another success story under the CHDL. The program, however, begins with our news diary for latest updates from the bank and housing sector. These, alongside other segments of the program, will present another outlook of the FMBN's impact across the nation. We'll take a short break. The program begins fully when we return. Stay with us.
To improve transparency and accountability in managing the NHF funds, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has introduced *219#. *219# is a new way to know the status of your NHF contribution from anywhere. To use this service, dial *219#. Select 1 to update your contact detail. Press 2 to check your contribution status in any month up to the last 5 years. You can also use our mortgage calculator and bulletin board by selecting options 5 and 6 respectively. You can access other services by using direct shortcodes like *219*3# to retrieve your NHF number, *219*4*1# to check your last 5 transactions, and *219*4*2# to check your statement of account. No internet connection required, and it is available on all networks. *219#. Simpler, smarter, faster. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Everyone deserves a home.
Welcome back. The program Everyone Deserves a Home kicks off with a look at some of the major activities and developments in the housing sector. In our news diary tonight, FMBN deepens partnership with the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board to expand affordable housing for civil servants, and FMBN strengthens mortgage access as the federal government approves a 10 billion naira housing loan scheme for civil servants. Details of these stories shortly. The federal government has approved a 10 billion naira housing loan scheme alongside other welfare support measures for federal civil servants. It is aimed at improving living conditions and enhancing productivity across the public service. The announcement was made during a press briefing in Abuja by the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Wilson-Jack, who outlined the government's commitment to strengthen staff welfare through housing support, improved allowances, and improved service conditions. She acknowledged the role of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board in expanding access to home ownership, and explained that the new housing loan scheme will be implemented by both institutions.
The federal government has approved a 10 billion housing loan scheme to improve access to home ownership for civil servants. This loan will be facilitated through the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board. There is a saying that a person who owns their own home stands differently. When a civil servant knows that their family has a place they can call their own, they come to work with a different swag, with more stability, more focus, and more purpose.
In his remarks, the Managing Director of FMBN, Sheikh Osman Osidi, reaffirmed the bank's readiness to support the initiative and ensure that more workers benefit from accessible and sustainable mortgage financing solutions.
The collaboration we are formalizing today is designed to create a more structured, efficient, and impactful framework for delivering mortgage loans to federal civil servants through the Federal Government Staff Housing Loan Board. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria will provide funding to the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board for on-lending to federal civil servants. It will provide multiple options tailored to meet the diverse housing needs of workers, whether for home ownership, renovation, rent support, or incremental housing development. This initiative is also firmly designed with the vision and priorities of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, particularly under the Renewed Hope Housing Program.
The meeting also featured the signing of a memorandum of understanding between FMBN and the Federal Government Staff Housing Loan Board on the provision of mortgage loans to federal civil servants.
So that's it.
In a renewed push to improve access to affordable housing for Nigerian workers, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is set to strengthen its collaboration with the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board to expand housing delivery for civil servants across the country. Speaking during a strategic meeting between both institutions, the Managing Director of FMBN, Shehu Usman Osidi, reaffirmed the bank's mandate of providing affordable housing finance to Nigerians and emphasized the importance of stronger institutional partnerships in achieving this goal. He noted that through the partnership with the Federal Government Staff Housing Loan Board, over 3,151 workers have already benefited from the home renovation loan, with more than 2.6 billion naira disbursed to improve access to decent housing and better living conditions.
At FMBN, we recognize that safe, decent, and affordable housing is fundamental to worker welfare, productivity, and national development. In alignment with the foregoing, our central objective this year is to work for the customer and deliberately drive down the cost of housing to make it more affordable to Nigerian workers, particularly the contributors to the National Housing Fund. We are fully aware that achieving this objective cannot be done in isolation. It requires strong, purposeful collaboration with key stakeholders such as the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board. Given that civil servants form a significant portion of our contributor base under the National Housing Fund scheme, our partnership with the organization is not only strategic but indispensable.
The Executive Secretary of the Federal Government Staff Housing Loan Board, Hajia Salamatu Ahmed, commended FMBN for its sustained support over the years and stressed the need for deeper collaboration in order to explore more mortgage opportunities for public sector workers.
Federal Mortgage Bank is an agency that's always behind the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board to make sure that it achieves its objective. I know what we are doing specifically for the civil servants, and there is no way we can make sure that these civil servants get these houses without collaboration with the Federal Mortgage Bank. What we did before is just the home renovation. So I'm thinking this time around, we can extend that relationship to other products, like the housing loan itself. Houses, if a civil servant can be able to get houses directly from the mortgage bank, or the mortgage bank to help the board to get some money so that it can give out to civil servants to assess their houses. Generally, the civil servants, due to the nature of their salary, they are finding it very difficult to assess so many mortgage institutions, especially on commercial rates and what have you. But I think with the collaboration of mortgage bank, we can be able to bring out a product that can make the civil servant, or the public servant rather, to assess this housing loans board.
Also speaking, executive directors of the bank highlighted the importance of stronger institutional cooperation in creating flexible mortgage solutions and expanding housing access for workers in the public sector. The meeting ended with an interactive session focusing on practical strategies to expand mortgage access and improve affordable housing opportunities for federal civil servants nationwide. You're still watching Everyone Deserves a Home. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria remains committed to reaching more Nigerians through affordable housing and accessible mortgage opportunities. In our next segment, Building Blocks, we shall take you to the first phase of the unique solar estate in Rugamada, Kikaru, where we explore how a cooperative society successfully accessed the Cooperative Housing Development Loan to bring this project to life. Perhaps this story will inspire more cooperatives to take advantage of the scheme and create similar opportunities for their members. Keep watching.
Nigeria continues to face a significant housing deficit, estimated at 14.9 million units as of early 2026. Bridging this gap requires more than policy. It demands practical financing solutions and strategic partnerships. This is where the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria continues to play a critical role by providing access to decent and affordable housing across the country. For many housing developers, one of the biggest challenges is access to affordable financing. The Cooperative Housing Development Loan, one of FMBN's key products, provide a structured pathway for developers to partner with cooperative societies and deliver housing projects successfully. Through this initiative, cooperatives can access up to 500 million naira in funding at a 10% interest rate, with a repayment period of up to 24 months. Funds are released in phases, ensuring smooth project execution from land development to final construction. To access facility, certain requirements must be met. The cooperatives must be duly registered and operational for at least 12 months. It must also own land with valid title documents. The cooperative must be properly accredited. The cooperative must have an approved building plan and ensure that members can afford the proposed housing units. One of such projects is the unique solar estate developed by Ecumenical Investment and Development Company Limited for the Royal Thrift Cooperative Society. The ongoing development consists of 38 housing units, including 18 units of 3-bedroom homes and 20 units of 2-bedroom bungalows.
The number of houses is supposed to be 38 units of houses, 20 units of 2-bedroom and 18 units of 3-bedroom. It's supposed to be a 12 months construction period. You know, the first 6 months we're supposed to do 18 units. Then the next 6 months we're supposed to do another 18 units. But right now, this is just 6 months. We've already done almost all the 8 units.
Beyond housing units, infrastructure is central to building a functional community. Road, water supply, electricity, and solar infrastructure are all being integrated into the estate to ensure a comfortable living environment.
Apart from the road network you've seen that we're doing drainages. We're equally putting industrial borehole that will supply water to the estates. Then we're doing solar infrastructures where we'll have street lights that are solar empowered. You know, we're going to have schools for the children and kids that will reside here. We'll have a mini market and plazas also that will be here.
The off-takers for this project were selected through the Royal Thrift Cooperative Society, with the housing units allocated under the FMBN rent-to-own product.
Like I said, it's a cooperative housing development, you know. So we'll have a cooperative Korea Thrift cooperative society that we packaged. We came to FMBN asking for collaboration and partnership with them. So they did what they call profiling and affordability for these cooperative members. Then through the direct marketing department, they were able to provide them and make sure that they can afford the houses. The agreement we have with FMBN, the houses for 3-bedroom is for 36,500,000. Then for the 2-bedroom, you know, is for 30,500,000. The house is completed and finished. That's the price for each of the housing types.
Beyond providing homes, the unique solar estate is also creating jobs and supporting economic activities within the local community, from artisan and bricklayers to suppliers and vendors.
You know, construction projects, you know, entails having a lot of laborers and workforce. So when we started, we've been able to create like a job for like 120 people, direct labors, and the same number indirect labors, you know. So the partnership with FMBN has also equally helped us to create those employment. Apart from the direct labors and indirect labors, we also have suppliers, contractors that supply the building materials and all that. So it's a ripple effect of job creation in that path.
Despite economic challenges and rising construction costs, the developer explains how FMBN's support has helped ensure cost-effective delivery without compromising quality or standards.
What we did was to leverage, because we knew inflation, you know, keep on rising and all that. So what we did was, as early as last year, we were able to order most of the building materials upfront in bulk. So we got them. For instance, we got our cement for like 10,200 then, but right now cement is 11,200. But we're still using the cement we ordered then, so we're able to hedge against inflation. So what we do is that we try to get our materials in bulk, you know, negotiate with the manufacturers directly and get it to our sites. With that, we could leverage and make sure that we'll get it cheaper than what is being sold in the market right now.
The developer also called for faster disbursement process and a review of affordability criteria to make the scheme even more accessible for beneficiaries.
I'm thinking that the disbursement should be tailored into milestone. You know, if you could see that the developer is delivering on time, you know, you should be able to encourage the developer, you know, and support him to, you know, disburse on time and get the project faster. Because of inflation, because the day you delay, inflation eats up all the development cost and all that.
You're still watching Everyone Deserves a Home. One of the key steps towards becoming a homeowner is contributing through the National Housing Fund scheme. This week, we meet Mr. Cyril Duke, who shares his personal journey to owning a 3-bedroom duplex in Abuja through the support of FMBN. His story is a reminder that home ownership is possible when the right opportunities are embraced. Stay with us.
Well, that is working.
It's something fantastic. It's great.
It's very easy to access. It's flexible.
The mortgage is real low.
I call myself a landlord.
I'm a happy homeowner.
It's a dream come true.
On the click of a button, you can access our facilities.
Mr. Cyril Duke proudly owns a 3-bedroom row duplex in Marenk Estate, Life Camp, Abuja. He works as a technical advisor with Catholic Relief Services and an international organization. His journey to home ownership began when his sister visited FMBN to make inquiries about the mortgage process, and after learning about the opportunities available, she encouraged him to take advantage of the scheme.
My sister, she visited one of the Federal Mortgage Bank offices, and she walked just to customer care, and they mentioned that the slogan for Federal Mortgage Bank is "Everyone deserves a home." So she was really excited. They gave her a brochure. They said there were many projects that they had ongoing with housing to assist Nigerians own homes at affordable mortgage rates. So she was really excited. She called me up, and we got introduced to a gentleman who was, I think, in their project finance unit. They gave us a list of projects, and before we know, we came for inspections to see the properties, and we were asked to pull our information, salary history, and other things to make us eligible. After we went there, they confirmed our eligibility, and they said we fell into the bracket of people who are eligible to get those to partake in the housing that we saw, and the rest is history. We're here today.
Like many Nigerians, Cyril initially had doubts about how mortgage system works in the country, but after going through the process, he discovered that FMBN's interest rates were far more affordable and realistic compared to the commercial bank's charges.
To be honest, my understanding of mortgage before, because I had done some research or tried to just explore home ownership options before now, and going to the banks, I saw that some of their mortgage rates were quite high. In fact, at the end of the day, you end up paying like probably times 3 or 4 of the value. So coming across the FMBN platform, so the rates were super friendly. You could pay over time, and so far it was really exciting that it existed. I didn't know it could work or it existed. So just being able to benefit from this initiative has just been a blessing to myself and my family.
For him, the day he received the keys to his new home remains one of the happiest moments in his life.
It's exciting. It's out of this world. I recall I even still have the picture on my phone. Myself, my sister, my wife, and one of the other beneficiaries. We took a selfie with our keys outside of the Federal Mortgage Bank building. It was wonderful because we didn't see it coming. We didn't believe it would happen, or we started to trust God for it. And, it's different when you start trusting God for something than when it actually materializes. So it brought a lot of joy to our families and peace that we have a home of our own, and it's very exciting.
Speaking on repayment, he described the process as convenient and well structured, making home ownership much easier than he initially imagined.
I accessed the loan under the rent to own, which is fantastic. We didn't need to pay any huge equity amounts. I think we started paying, so it's a monthly thing we pay. So it's just like you're paying rent for a place, but you're not paying to a landlord, you're paying to own the place. So it's really, really convenient, and it's been wonderful.
Mr. Cyril also commended the customer service of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and encourage more Nigerians to take advantage of the National Housing Fund scheme.
I think since we got this, I've been telling my colleagues at my office that you guys should key into this. I'm a beneficiary, I'm a living testimony, and I thank God for using the Federal Mortgage Bank to bring this opportunity to Nigerians, because everyone does deserve a home, because especially in Abuja, where the cost of rent and cost of living is quite high, owning a home really takes off the pressure. So I want to encourage every Nigerian to sign up, have your monthly contributions, and just reach out to. I think the customer care were so welcoming. There was a lady at the customer care. She was wonderful. She was really helping, very interactive, and they encourage us every step of the way through the process, so everyone can achieve this and access this facility that the government has in place.
Apart from workers' contribution, where else does the FMBN get funds to finance its activities?
There are other contributions that are making hay into the bank, and that is our capital base, even small as it is, because some other prominent stakeholders have not paid, but that's a contribution towards our business. Any commercial bank, they're supposed to contribute 10% annual, 10% of their gross earning to the bank, so that we can make houses affordable to the citizenry. Similarly, insurance companies, they are supposed to contribute 40% of their life cover or income to this Federal Mortgage Bank NHF loan, so that we augment all these things. Again, also the law has given us the privy to borrow funds at a very cheap, sustainable and affordable level, up to the international, that means outside the shores of Nigeria, that we can bring and use for the production of affordable houses and also affordable mortgages.
And that's our package for this week. For more information about the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and its products, kindly visit any of our branches nationwide or log on to www.fmbn.gov.ng or visit ibank.gov.ng to register. Join us again next week for more impactful stories and key updates on FMBN's continued effort to make home ownership accessible for all Nigerians. I am Aisha Ahmed. Bye for now.